morning. Let's continue to study about the subordinating conjunction whether. The first example that the pronoun whether is applied in is this. Whether you're ready or not matters to me. In this sentence, the subordinating conjunction whether and the subordinate clauses. The second clause is abbreviated. So we can say that the subordinate clauses are functioned, have a role as the subject. So this subject is described by the intransitive verb matters in this sentence. The speaker applies the subordinating conjunction whether to link the subordinate clauses to the main clause. The subject of the intransitive verb matters in the main clause is the subordinate clause linked by the subordinating conjunction whether. The subordinating conjunction whether indicates one of the subjects you described by the predicate are ready or by the other predicate are not ready in the main clause. According to the definition of the pronoun whether. The second example that the subordinating conjunction whether and the subordinate clauses are applied as the object of the root infinitive is this. I want to know whether you're happy or not. The speaker applies the subordinating conjunction whether to link the subordinate clause to the main clause. The object of the root infinitive no in the main clause is the subordinate clause linked by the subordinating conjunction whether. The subordinating conjunction whether has the trait as a pronoun to indicate the subject you described by the predicate are happy or the other predicate are not happy in the subordinate clause. The third example that the subordinating conjunction whether is applied is this, and the subordinate clauses linked by the subordinating conjunction whether are the subjective complement in the sentence, in the whole sentence. The reason why this subordinate clause is referred to from me as the subordinate clauses is that the speaker abbreviated the other part of the clause, subordinate clause, like you're sincere or you're not sincere. But the speaker abbreviated the second clause into the only adverb not. So many people who only analyze the sentence can understand or analyze the subordinate clause with the single clause, but it can consider that the origin of the adverb is the abbreviation for the second clause of this part. The speaker applies the subordinating conjunction whether to link the subordinate clause to the main clause. The subjective complement to define the subject, the key factor in the main clause, is the subordinate clause linked by the subordinating conjunction whether with the trait as a pronoun. The subordinating conjunction whether with the trait as a pronoun indicates the subject you described by the predicate are sincere or the other predicate are not sincere in the subordinate clause. as we've studied about the pronouns that and whether as the subordinating conjunctions for linking the subordinate clause as the indication that has the trait as an indication. We will study about the pronouns that we previously studied as the interrogative pronouns. These four pronouns, who, whose, what, and which, is applied as a subordinating conjunction to link the subordinate clause that could be the interrogative clause, but the speaker changes the arrangement of the subordinate clause, the interrogative clause to become the subordinate clause. Then we can say that the subordinate clause is linked to the main clause by the pronoun that was an interrogative pronoun, but became the subordinating conjunction with the trait as the pronoun. Let's read the explanation. The pronouns who, whose, what, and which are applied as interrogative pronouns. Originally, we've studied about that. The pronoun who, whose, what, or which is applied as a subordinating conjunction on the premise that is the same as the premise for the noun to be applied as an interrogative pronoun. This explanation is that the subordinating conjunction who, whose, what, or which is also applied upon the premise for the pronoun applied as an interrogative pronoun. The pronoun who as a subordinating conjunction indicates a subject or an object as a person. And the pronoun whose as a subordinating conjunction indicates an object that belongs to a subject. This explanation is about the premise for applying the pronoun as the subordinating conjunction. The pronoun what as a subordinating conjunction indicates a subject or an object that is not a person. The pronoun which as a subordinating conjunction indicates a part of the subject or object among the predetermined range of the subject or object. After the subject or object indicated by the pronoun who, whose, what, or which is clarified as a shared indication in the main clause, and the pronoun is applied as a subordinating conjunction. The pronoun who, whose, what, or which applied as a subordinating conjunction is described in the subordinate clause. The subject or object described in the subordinate clause practices the role as a subject or an object in the main clause. Let's start to study the pronouns one by one.